Please join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Zerlo to call the roll call. Mr. Prester and Mr. Henry have asked to be excused.
Mr. Castine. Present. Mr. Bazzaio.
Here.
Mr. Paul.
Here.
Henry's excused. Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Kretschmer's excused. Mr. Furrier.
Here.
Mr. Randall.
Here.
Mr. Timmons. Here. Ms. Waldron.
Here.
Have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Zerlo. All legislators have received a copy of the minutes of March 13, 2024, regular session. If there are no additions, deletions, or corrections, I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented. Motion by Rob, second by Kevin. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I will now recognize those in the audience who wish to share their thoughts and concerns with the legislature. Please raise your hand if you wish to be recognized and state your name and address for the record. In accordance with the rules of order, a person addressing the legislature will be limited to up to 5 minutes per person. The deputy chairman, at his discretion, may also limit the number of speakers addressing the same topic. Since there are so many people here tonight, and I know it's a big subject, I happen to have a pet of my own that I love and adore. I'm glad you're here. We'd like to hear from you. I'd like to keep it in order, and who would like to go first? Ma'am,
Linda, the
could you
here.
come right over here, please?
Oh. Linda Lapierre, 190 McBride Road, Shazy, New York. A chained dog's cry for help. Each morning I wake up, not in a warm bed. I'm lucky if they notice me, or if I'm fed. My life is boring, not what I would expect. Attached to a chain, I live in neglect. My food is frozen, and my water too. Every day I see the exact same view. I'm chained here in the heat and in the cold. I wonder if I'll still be here when I'm old. I'd give anything for the moment of their attention, except all I receive is their rejection. I'm so happy to see them, I just want to play, but today it won't happen, maybe another day. Each night I feel lonely in my dark house I hide. Can't someone help me just be by my side? I've been here for years, no help in sight. I really don't know if I can keep up the fight. Each year the leaves fall and the snow falls too. Day after day, still I have nothing to do. What I wouldn't do to go for a walk, a change of scenery, just around the block. I have no toys. I chew on what I can. I don't know my owner. Who is that man? The kids won't come near me, they seem scared. Oh, how I wish that someone cared. My life is so short. Dog years, they say. I never thought I'd live here day after day. Someone please save me from this life I hate. How do I deserve this horrible fate? Now I'm old, tired and lame, been here for years, and no one barely knows my name. My bones ache, and I still feel the cold. The only difference is that I'm old. My muzzle is gray, I can barely walk. My life is the same, still lying next to this rock. Still no attention, but this is my fate. I am so loyal, I do not know how to hate. When I'm gone, will anyone notice? I've lived here so long, the suffering is endless. Maybe in my next life I'll receive love. For now I just wait and dream of heaven above.
Linda, could I have a copy of that or have a copy made of that, please?
Sure. It's in front of you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Hello, my name is Susan Patnode, and I have owned and operated Hills of the Adirondacks for over 17 years. I'm here today with friends in support of tether law reform. Dogs have partnered with humans for thousands of years. Dogs are an incredible asset to our military and our law enforcement. Dogs can sniff out cancer, help a blind person navigate a complex world, can give hope to a child battling a life-threatening condition, and can detect and alert us to danger. They offer us unconditional love. Dogs cannot, however, advocate for themselves. They are 100% dependent on people. Unfortunately, there are dogs right here in our very own county that suffer in silence for their entire life. Dogs deserve more than being tied out 24/7 in extreme weather with minimal shelter, food, water, or contact. 24/7 tethering can have detrimental consequences to a dog. They develop behavioral issues like fearfulness, resource guarding, leash reactivity, nuisance barking, or worse, they get labeled as aggressive and euthanized. Many dogs that are tethered 24/7 suffer from preventable medical issues that go undetected due to lack of basic care. To quote Elie Wiesel, there may be times where we're powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time that we fail to protest. I understand that there are many areas that need your attention, but I stand here today to ask for your help to change and update the current tether laws for Clayton County. I believe we can do better, but I also believe that we are morally obligated to do better. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Do I have a copy of that one also?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Jennifer Jewett, address 11109 State Route 9 in Champlain, New York. We came here to fight for this cause only because we do not believe a dog should spend his life on a chain. We cannot stand to see an animal suffer or be neglected. That's all this is about. Laws like these again are in place in 23 states. That's statewide laws that are currently in place. 134 major additional cities and counties prohibit tethering completely, while 186 at last count allow tethering, but only when certain conditions are met and only for certain periods of time. These areas include both rural communities and cities alike. Laws like these have been in place for many years and have become a way of life in many communities nationwide. But now this fight has turned ugly, and here it has now turned into a political battle. Some have completely forgotten the point of this law. No creature on this planet should spend its entire life on a chain. Dogs require more than just food, shelter, and water. Dogs are living, breathing animals that need exercise, human contact, and love. And writing a law like this, that is made to protect dogs, is the responsible and humane thing to do. If it weren't for all the misinformation, this would be smooth sailing. This past week, the Press Republican published a front-page story on our fight for the tether law. Mark Henry stated that the biggest challenge is the towns themselves. He stated, at least the majority of them seem to prefer the local governance that the towns decide with their ordinances and regulations would be. He also said that they want to draft the laws at the town level. This is all very interesting to me because I asked Mark Henry which towns exactly he was referring to in the article. His answer, Beekman Town and Shazy. So 2 towns represent the majority of the towns in the county. Aren't there 17 towns in this county? First, none of the towns I have spoken to want to draft the laws at their own town level, because frankly, none want to spend their town budget on lawyers drafting the law at this time. Not one single town supervisor I have spoken with has said they want this law at the town level, and I've been calling around. They all want to see what the county plans to do next. So you think 2 town supervisors telling Mark Henry this just weeks after I proposed the law, when they had little to no information or time to even really discuss it, sounds like a majority decision to you? It's interesting that he had the nerve to say these things in an article that was published on the front page of the Press Republican. It was a very bold move. He attempted to speak for you, and that's how it looked. It was a seed that was planted to destroy our cause. It was dishonest and designed to make you and the public believe that nobody wants this law in place. Even more interesting, Mark Henry told me he was referring to the towns of Beekmantown and Chazy only 20 minutes after I got off the phone with the Beekmantown supervisor. Sharon Garden and I spoke for quite a while, and she in fact has had Morgan horses her entire life. She is very much against animal cruelty and has been overwhelmed while dealing with the Canine Gem case. She would like to see stricter animal cruelty laws in Clinton County and is actually very supportive of the new law. As far as Chazy goes, I spoke with their town supervisor, Daniel Vesco, and he admitted he was misinformed as well. He has allowed me to answer all his questions and is still making his decision. Mark Henry also stated in the Press Republican article that Essex County is governed by a board of supervisors, so we're not the same. This may be, but how is the law working in Dutchess County, Ulster County, Canandaigua, New York, Hempstead, New York, New York City, Niagara Falls, North Hempstead, Ossining, New York, Port Chester, and Westchester County, New York? Essex County is only one of many counties in New York with a tether law in place. The idea of 17 town laws is absurd. Why should 17 different towns draft their own laws when the county can have one law that everyone can easily follow? Why are we having such a hard time passing a law that has been in place in some areas of the country for 15 or more years? I feel like I'm trying to sell you on the internet and everyone else has been using it for decades. I've been told that the current state dog laws work to help those chained dogs in Moores, New York. I find that amusing. Passers-by have been calling in complaints for 3 straight years. The dog closest to the road has been chained there its entire life for 3 years now. No human contact. Until recently, because a stink was caused, they had never been inside. Good Samaritans have been caring for those dogs. Nobody else. Complaint after complaint was filed. At least 20, if not 30 complaints were received. An inexperienced animal control officer failed to notice what the Clinton County Sheriff's Department would soon find. It wasn't until I contacted the Clinton County Sheriff's Department animal cruelty investigators that something was done. Of course, it was 60 degrees by then and no longer below 0, but the dogs were found to have dog houses that were too small. One was sitting in standing water. They were not vaccinated or licensed. One was labeled overweight, which can happen if a dog has never had exercise a day in his life. Under New York state law, those dogs could have been removed a very long time ago. The owner received fines and has had to go to court. Until we caused a stink at the town level, those dogs kept getting ignored. So no, the current laws do not work. We fought for those dogs for a very long time, and I'm here still trying to help them. Next, we attended the Public Safety Committee meeting this past month. Francis insisted both Altona and Ellenburg were against the law change. Not believing this after the warm welcome I received at Ellenburg's January town meeting, I decided to go check for myself and attend their March meeting. I was met with laughter. As the town supervisor, Jason DeZan, explained, they completely support the law and wondered why I would think they do not. When I explained that Francis insisted they do not want the law, they laughed even harder and asked, how would Francis know when we never even spoke to him about it? When I spoke with Altona, they had the same response as Ellenburg. In fact, yesterday I spoke with Francis and he explained that even if all the town supervisors want the law at the county level, he may or may not support the law. Maybe, he said. Francis seems to be actually have compassion for animals and told me he would like to see what he would like to see done with Hillary Davis. But can someone please explain the difference between dogs neglected inside a shelter and dogs neglected on a chain outside in a field?
Ma'am, I have to interrupt you. Your time is up.
Okay,
I appreciate it. I'd like to get a copy of that.
yep. And, thank you. I was like
Thank
that
you.
far from the end. So hard sometimes.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Let me just say this. I could go on and try to explain, not about the pet thing, because I love my dog tremendously. So I'm not talking about the pet. We have rules up here that we have to abide by, and have gone on for years. I've been a legislator here I'm going on my 11th year. In fact, I'm almost done. And it's time for me to be done. Do not get into conversations with the folks that come here, and there's a good reason. We have 15 or 17 committees that we, every week, 2 or 3 times a week, we're in here discussing the item that you're talking about right now. This item and many more. If we were to talk to everybody, and every one of these gentlemen have a different opinion, or
And ladies.
and ladies. Sorry, Pat. And ladies. She's my buddy, so she understands. And have a different opinion, or some of us have the same opinion. So it's done in committee. It's not done with the public to stand here and have a difference of opinion or an argument with you or anybody else. And that would go on. I've seen it. I was a city councilor in Plattsburgh for 8 years, and it was a mess. It was an entire mess. When we don't answer your questions personally, one-on-one, right here, that does not mean, and I'm speaking for everybody here, that does not mean we don't hear you. I hear you loud and clear. I will be at the public safety meeting on Monday night. I am a member of it. It is on our agenda to discuss this matter, and it will come before the whole legislature in 2 weeks, I think it is, 2 weeks.
Depends on.
But yes, but it would come within 2 weeks, right?
Does have to, potentially could come.
The recommendation. So that's where we're at. And I appreciate everything you said. I got it right here in my heart. I will be fighting for what I believe in on Monday night, and we'll do the best we can. Thank you very much. We're going to have a long agenda. If anybody would like to leave, now's the time to do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I give it that the Board of Legislators will conduct a public hearing regarding local law number 1 of 2024 titled Adopting a Youth Deer Hunting Program, which will be held Wednesday, March 27, 2024 at 5:15 p.m. in the Legislative Chambers, 137 Barker Street, Plattsburgh, New York, at which time all persons interested shall be heard.
I will entertain a motion to open the public hearing. Motion by Mr. Hughes, second by Mr. Timmons. Is there anyone present who wishes to address the board regarding this matter? If so, state your name and address for the record. In accordance with the rules of order, speakers will be limited to 5 minutes. I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Motion by Mr. Perrier, second by Mr. Bazzaio. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. We will now go to committee reports. I will call on the chairperson of each committee in alphabetical order by committee, starting with Buildings and Grounds, Mr. Bazzaio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Building and Grounds Committee has not met since the last regular session. The committee was polled on Resolution 239 on the agenda. The next Building and Grounds Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, April 9th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Chairman Bazzaio, as we discussed, do you want to talk about 130 Arizona, or you want me to give a little?
You can.
So 2 days ago, we had a electrical malfunction, I guess, some considerable arcing, and power went out at 1:30 Arizona. So and it was determined that it was ours, not NICEAG's issue. So we are fixing it under emergency contract, Murray Electric. So that is happening. That was original Air Force infrastructure. That building, as you recall, housed the simulators. It needed a considerable amount of power. We are not putting the same amount of electrical service in there. We are putting in a 400 amp service as opposed to a 1200 amp. But just so you know, in case you hear, we did have an issue. Our clinicians teleworked for 2 days, and we have a generator up there now, so they will be at work tomorrow, and Murray Electric is in the process of changing it out. Thank you, Mike.
Any other discussion?
No, I was out today and I talked to Rochelle, and she said it's not going to cause any delay in the check everything, so it's worked out really good.
Anyone else? Children and Family Services, Mr. Courier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Children and Family Services Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Children and Family Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, April 2nd at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you, sir.
One more minute. What she was saying up there, I'm not gonna get into it. I did talk to her this morning. There's a lot of stuff she said up there, that's not what happened, but the main thing, what she said about the towns, I said, whatever the towns do, I'll support it. If they want to pass it, that's fine, I'll support whatever the towns do. That's what I said, that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Courier. Economic Development and County Operations, Patty Waldron.
The Economic Development and County Operations Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 10th at 4 p.m. And the report, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Patty. Finance, Mr. Timmons.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee has not met since the last regular session. The committee was pulled on Resolution 240 on the agenda. The next Finance Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 3rd at 5:15 p.m. And the report.
Thank you, sir. Health, Mr. Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Health Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Health Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 3rd at 4 p.m. And a report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Human Services, Mr. Randall.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The Human Services Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, April 2nd at 4:15 p.m. That's the end of the report.
Thank you, sir. Personnel, Mr. Zerlo.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of Chairman Henry, the Personnel Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Personnel Committee is scheduled for Monday, April 1st at 5 p.m. End of report. There's an extremely important item on that agenda. My reappointment.
When is that?
Is that going to happen?
I don't know.
Who said is that gonna happen?
Newbie.
Plattsburgh International. Plattsburgh International Airport Committee met earlier. Chris Craig, the airport director, was present via telephone to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing master service agreement with CNS Engineering Incorporated for periodic professional services, authorized contract with Record USA, and authorized the purchasing agent to solicit bids for airport baggage conveyor system repairs. Resolutions 241 through 254 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. Resolutions 272 has also been placed on the agenda under way of Rule 13.2. The next Plattsburgh International Airport Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 24th at 4 p.m. And the report. Public Safety, Mr. Castine.
Yes, sir. The Public Safety Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Public Safety Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, April 1st at 4 p.m. But if
we feel there might be some speakers there, we might want to start it at 3:30. I'll just, later in the week, we'll poll the committee members to see if we should start it at 3:30 rather than at 4. And that, sir, is my report.
Thank you. I'm on public safety. I can be there at 3:30. So. You're probably right.
That's short.
I'd like to attend that.
I think they're all welcome to attend.
So we'll say right now, 3:30.
Francis, Wendell, okay?
Okay?
Okay, 3:30? Okay, 3:30.
Transportation, Mr. Crestner, Mr. Zerlo.
Yes, on behalf of Chairman Kretzer, the Transportation Committee has not met since the last regular session. The committee was polled on resolutions 255 to 262 on tonight's agenda, and the next Transportation Committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, April 9 at 5:15 p.m.
Thank you. Are there liaison reports?
Just go through the list, Chairman.
Board of Health, Mr. Hughes.
We met Monday or Tuesday evening, discussed the reappointment of Jess Essens as the Director of Department of Health, and went over a bunch of fines and
Enforcement.
excuse me, that the environmental portion of the health department has levied, and that was about it.
Thank you. Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Crestner.
Excuse.
Clinton Community College, Ms. Waldron.
No report.
Community Service Board, Mr. Castine.
No report this time, sir.
Cooperative Extension, Mr. Timmons.
No report, sir.
Discipline Review,
Grievance, nothing.
grievance, no report. Banner County, Mr. Randall, Mrs. Waldron, Ms. Waldron.
No report.
Jury Board, nothing. Soil and Water, Rob Timmons, Dave.
Yeah, I did attend the Soil and Water Board meeting on Thursday, March 21st. A few highlights were that they received $207,000 in what they call Part C projects, which will go towards the projects that they're going to work on this year. That's just a portion of the money that's apparently planned on coming in. They got additional money for the reduction of salt, so they're now going to offer each town $3,000 instead of $1,000 to buy scraper blades or things necessary for the salt reduction. They purchased a new truck, and they had a annual audit that's done much like they do in the towns. They got an A+ on their audit. So that's pretty much the extent of the meeting. Highlights.
I was in Florida.
Workforce Development, Mr. Perrier.
No report.
Do staff members have reports? Ms. Kelleher?
Yes, I'd like to request a brief executive session to talk about contractual matters and provide a legal update.
Mr. Zerlo?
Just very quickly, in case you're not following, it looks as though, based on a lot of reasons, but the largest reason is the Easter holiday, that I don't believe we should be expecting any news on a state budget prior to or on time by April 1. That being said, we're also not anticipating it lagging too much. We just think the timing of their negotiations in the holiday are going to cause a little bit of a delay. So more to follow.
Thank you.
If I may just add this in, I was in attendance on March 26th of the Clinton County office for the Aging Advisory Committee. I've been added to that committee. Darlene said that they would like, as a director, somebody that was elected on that board. It was pretty interesting. There was Valerie down there, Alzheimer's disease caregiver. They have about $7.8 million of state money that they're trying to expend, and she would like to try to get the word out that caregivers, even if it's a family member that's taking care of another family member,
Before voting on the resolutions, I want to note that the majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees. The legislature is here, is taking action tonight based on, in large part, on the recommendations of the committee. Mr. Zerlo, will you please read the resolutions to be acted on?
Certainly. Resolution number 238, adopting local law number 1 of 2024 titled, adopting a youth deer hunting program, legislature.
Moved by Mr. Timmons, second by Mr. Courier. Discussion.
Just under discussion, this is something that's in play now. You all remember that there was a pilot program throughout the state of New York. Well, the pilot term has expired, and it's been, by all accounts, a decent success. So you have to take this affirmative action to keep it in play. So this is nothing that we're not doing already.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 239, awarding bid for Government Center Brick Rehabilitation Project, Buildings and Grounds.
Moved by Mr. Rozio, second by Mr. Randall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 240, awarding bids for office, printing, and janitorial supplies, purchasing department.
Moved by Mr. Timmons, second by Ms. Waldron. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 241, authorizing change order number 1 with A.W. Farrell & Son Incorporated, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, second by Mr. Courier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 242, authorizing aircraft rescue and firefighting vehicle, ARF vehicle equipment, and personal protective equipment grant application, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Courier, second by Mr. Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 243, awarding bid for aircraft rescue and firefighting, personal protective equipment, self-contained breathing apparatus items, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Timmons, second by Ms. Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 244, authorizing change order number 1 and final with Triangle Electric Systems Incorporated, Building 2753 renovation project, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Ms. Waldron, second by Mr. Hughes. Discussion.
Just very quickly, we discussed this in airport, but those of you not on airport, this building 2753 renovation project had 4 contracts associated with it. You will see that the scope of service in this resolution resulted in an increase to that contract, but the next 3 as part of this project were decreases in excess of this increase. So upon closeout, the project spent about $13,000 less than anticipated.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 245, authorizing change order number 1 and final with Dow Electric Incorporated, Building 2753 renovation project, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, second by Mr. Courier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 246, authorizing change order number 1 and final with K&L Plumbing and Heating Incorporated, mechanical, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning construction, Building 2753 renovation project, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Courier, second by Mr. Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 247, authorizing change order number 1 and final with K&L Plumbing and Heating, plumbing construction, Building 2753 renovation project, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Timmons, second by Ms. Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 248, authorizing contract with Lloyd Schwartz, doing business as Lloyd J. Schwartz Protection and Investigation, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Ms. Waldron, second by Mr. Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution Resolution number 249, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for airport baggage conveyor belt system repairs, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, seconded by Mr. Courier. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 250, authorizing master services agreement with CNS Engineers Incorporated for periodic professional services, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Courier, seconded by Mr. Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 251, authorizing agreement with CNS Engineers Incorporated for procurement of an aircraft rescue firefighting vehicle, ARF vehicle equipment, and personal protective equipment project, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Timmons, seconded by Ms. Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 252, authorizing contract with Record USA, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Ms. Waldron, seconded by Mr. Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 253, authorizing supplemental lease amendment number 6 to lease agreement number HSBP 1113LDA00442 with the United States Treasury, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, seconded by Mr. Courier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 254, authorizing contract with Lake Champlain Roofing Holdings Incorporated, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Courier, seconded by Mr. Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 255, awarding bid for cold in place recycling of pavement on various roads for the year 2024 Highway Department.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, seconded by Mr. Mazzaio. Discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 256, awarding bid for herbicide application for vegetation control, Highway Department.
Moved by Mr. Randall, seconded by Mr. Mazzaio. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 257, amending resolution number 228 dated March 19, 2024, titled authorizing the purchase of a waste dumpster, Highway Department.
Moved by Mr. Mazzaio, seconded by Mr. Randall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 258, awarding bid for cold milling of pavement on various roads for the year 2024 Highway.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, seconded by Mr. Mazzaio. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 259, awarding bid for right-of-way clearance and tree trimming for the year 2024 Highway Department.
Moved by Mr. Randall, seconded by Mr. Hughes. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 260, awarding bid for one standardized road widener attachment, Highway Department.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, seconded by Mr. Randall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 261, awarding bid for full depth reclamation of pavement on various roads for the year 2024 Highway Department.
Moved by Mr. Randall, seconded by Mr. Mazzaio. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 262, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit requests for proposals for the design and installation of a vehicle exhaust and garage ventilation system, Highway Department.
Moved by Mr. Mazzaio, seconded by Mr. Hughes. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 263, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Office of Children and Family Services Grant, District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center.
Moved by Mr. Castine, seconded by Mr. Hughes. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 264, authorizing the county treasurer to adjust appropriation and corresponding revenue for the dislocated worker and adult activities grants, employment, and training.
Moved by Mr. Courier, seconded by Mr. Mazzaio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 265, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Adolescent Tobacco Use Prevention Act grant, Health Department.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, seconded by Mr. Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 266, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Health Department budget, Health Department.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, seconded by Ms. Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 267, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the rental supplement program, social services.
Moved by Mr. Courier, seconded by Mr. Randall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 268, authorizing the county treasurer to reappropriate 2023 funds for various accounts, treasurer's office.
Moved by Mr. Timmons, seconded by Ms. Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 269, congratulating the Kiwanis Club of Plattsburgh on its 95th anniversary.
Mr. Hughes, 4-4. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Bless you.
Resolution number 270, congratulating David John LePage on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout.
4-4, Mr. Castine.
Yes, sir.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Like to waive, make motion to waive Rule 13-2. Motion by Dave, second by Wendell. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 271, appointing deputy county auditor for the years 24, 2025, 2026, and 2027.
Moved by Mr. Timmons, second by Ms. Waldron. Discussion.
This is, you normally do this at the beginning,
That was portion of the discussion at the Board of Health too, just so you know.
is what it is. I did not actively
I
pursue.
figured I'd add that when I saw the resolution.
This is, as you know, we normally do this at organizational time. Our deputy county auditor, Ms. Mitchell, left county service, go back to Albany. And we now have hired, I have hired a new deputy county auditor, happened to be from the health department. So now we need to appoint Ms. Dubuque as our deputy county auditor.
Great choice.
Moved by Mr. Timmons, second by Ms. Waldron. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And resolution 272, authorizing lease amendment with Northern New York Driving Academy, Plattsburgh International.
Moved by Mr. Hughes, second by Mr. Courier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
Yes.
Carried. Does anyone else have anything further to come before the legislature?
Yes, sir. Item 256 is kind of late to just get into discussion because we're gonna spray, we're gonna have to spray now. This is awarding the bid for herbicide of application, vegetation control. There's pesticides and there's herbicides, and I'm not sure if the herbicides also are a problem. I think they are. I'm talking with Dick Crawford over the weekend at the Lake Champlain Basin Program, get together at the mall. Dick Crawford's a beekeeper, and he said bees are suffering from some of these things we are spraying. So maybe in the future years, we can look at this and see what the effect is on bees. I know Vermont, within the last week, changed their law. But again, I'm not sure, 100% sure it applies for herbicides. I think it does. I'm sure it applies to pesticides, but it's here for herbicides. So I think we ought to look at it and we need the meetings.
I'll ask Mr. Weiss.
Highway department, who was on the highway committee could,
Yeah, I'm on it.
bring that up.
The other thing about that is, if we remember last year, a gentleman came here where they had sprayed.
Guarantee you there'll be no herbicide next to that gentleman's property.
You're right.
Anything else? Can I have a motion to go into executive session? Motion by Ross, second.
So Chairman, we're going to, in executive session, we're going to discuss a matter of collective negotiation.
Motion by Rob, second by Mr. Randall. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Mr. Randall, second by Mr. Hughes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
6:20.